Hey there, fellow wanderers. Tonight, we ascend into the cloud-kissed world of the Inca Empire, a civilization sculpted in stone, wind, and breathless altitude. Picture yourself high in the Andes. Stone terraces step down the mountain like ancient script. The air is thin. Every breath feels earned. The sun breaks across Pachacuti's domain, casting long shadows over temples and trails, lighting up a landscape stitched together by human hands and impossible ambition. It's beautiful, it's brutal, and if you think you'd thrive up here, let's just say you probably wouldn't survive a single day without sore legs and a newfound awe for what the Incas called ordinary life. So before we wind our way through sacred valleys and sun temples, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if stories of empires built at the edge of the sky speak to your soul. Drop a comment. Where are you tuning in from, and what time would the first light hit your mountains? Now dim the lights. Let your fan hum like wind sweeping through stone corridors. Let's begin. So, before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. Share your current location and time in the comments. It's always fascinating to see where you're tuning in from. Now, dim the lights. Maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum. And let's ease into tonight's journey together. As the dawn creeps over the horizon, you find yourself standing amid sprawling stone architecture, admiring the extraordinary legacy of the Sapa Inca, the revered ruler. Under his reign, society was an intricate tapestry woven from the threads of divine authority and earthly obligation. Only a select few could command the kind of reverence the Sapa Inca did, often considered semi-divine, descending from Inti, the sun god himself. You trudge along stone pathways, marveling at the sheer effort it must have taken to construct such a vast empire without the wheel or iron tools. Llamas bleat in the distance, their gentle sounds punctuating the crisp morning air. These creatures are more than humble beasts of burden. They're essential companions in this vertiginous highland world. The labour of constructing these architectural marvels falls into the vigilant hands of commoners working under the meter system, a form of labour tax crucial to the empire's grandeur. Imagine signing up for compulsory community service that involves the construction of roads, bridges, and palaces. You're not just a tourist now, you're a participant in the relentless cycle of labour that sustained one of history's most remarkable societies. And while modern tax seasons bring their share of stress, think of an obligation that demands both your time and muscle. Your stomach grumbles as hearty aromas waft from a bustling marketplace, where traders barter for everything from potatoes, an Incan staple, to colourful textiles. The diverse gastronomy of the empire might intrigue and baffle you all at once. Foods like guinea pig and maca could become your new staples, though they're a far cry from pizza and Netflix nights. Keep in mind that navigating this society means more than just mastering its gastronomic challenges. You're in a world where religion and state are interwoven, almost indistinguishably. Temples of sun-bathed stone rise with an austere beauty, each a monument to deities that demanded both admiration and fear. The rituals are not for the faint-hearted any more than the rocky paths beneath your feet. As you stand before these majestic stone temples, perhaps waiting your turn to make an offering, a quivering thought creeps in. Historians still argue whether these ceremonies were central to politics or purely devotional acts, but there is one undeniable reality. Failure to partake in religious duties could bring the wrath of both earthly rulers and celestial beings. Back into the bustling heart of the empire, the social fabric entices you with its complexity. Feel the weight of humility as you acknowledge your lower status in a rigidly stratified society. Standing in the shadow of nobility, your colourful, if straightforward garments are a stark contrast to the fine vicuña wool worn by the elite. Take solace in knowing you're not weaving alpaca wool alone. Communal labour extends even into daily chores. The sound of wooden looms clacking away is the rhythm of life, and you find yourself wondering about the pastel tunics your own family might craft, each stitch a testament to their skill and diligence. As sunlight begins to tiptoe towards the horizon, you notice the roads filling with people returning home from their daily grind. Messengers sprint past, traversing monumental distances with a focus that rivals modern marathoners. They carry quipus, intricately knotted strings that communicate messages across the empire's staggering expanse. Suddenly, a fleeting realization strikes you. Today's world of instant communication might not stand a chance against these complex, fiber-coded dispatches. The stars begin to twinkle like shards of glass scattered across indigo velvet skies. As you lean against massive stone walls, pondering yet another charm of this incredible place, the mysteries of the cosmos above cradle you into a serenity far removed from today's electric-ridden nights. Sublime yet daunting, these celestial choreographers once dictated every harvest, every celebration, every moment. Just as you begin to drift, digesting the myriad layers of this ancient civilization, something jolts you awake. Was it the memory of your smartphone buzzing a reminder? Realize how our dependencies today might seem amusingly trivial next to the disciplined pursuits of Incan life. Yet, hopefully, these historical echoes instigate a gentle yearning to simplify, letting ancient wisdom offer a salve to modern chaos. So close your eyes, keep the Andes chill at bay with a cozy blanket, and as the heart of the Inca Empire pulsates around you, drift deeper into a world where hard stone meets softer dreams. The morning sun spills golden light over the Andes, casting long shadows that stretch across the lush terraced fields. You awake to a buzzing hum of activity as Incan commoners begin their daily labor. Imagine yourself among them, rising at the break of day, your tasks dictated by the empire's incessant demands for productivity. The Inca Empire, renowned for its grandiose architecture and stunningly efficient infrastructure, relied upon the unyielding labor of its people. You find yourself peering into the life of a mitayoke, a commoner subject to the meter system, an obligation that demands your labor for the state. Unlike today's 9-to-5 job, your duties vary depending on the needs of the empire. You might be constructing a segment of the empire's legendary road system one month and harvesting crops the next. This back-breaking work begins at dawn, the chill of the mountain air biting at your fingers as you grasp rudimentary tools. The stone terraces, essential for farming in these mountainous regions, demand constant maintenance, so with muscle memory as your guide, you trudge along the narrow paths, a testament to your resilience in this harsh but awe-inspiring landscape. Imagine the camaraderie, or at times the vexation shared among workers as you swing your pickaxe in rhythm, each strike a note in a symphony of toil. You work through the morning, breaking only to savor a simple meal of potatoes and maize. Each bite energizes your weary limbs, grounding you in the shared struggles and modest joys of your fellow laborers. Your meal provides not only sustenance, but an opportunity to engage in the exchange of stories as timeless as the Andes themselves. During these breaks, laughter carries on the brisk breeze, a reprieve from the demanding pace of work. Everyone seems to possess a tale or a wisecrack that shaves a little heaviness off the day's load. Your neighbor, teetering on the edge of his plot, jests that he'll soon be farming upside down like a spider, offering a brief but welcome distraction from the exhausting grind. Even the rituals of agriculture take on a mythical quality here, as farming is not merely a physical task, but a spiritual endeavor. The soil is sacred and rich with stories, considered a living entity to which you are intimately connected. You offer coca leaves to Pachamama, the earth goddess, whispering prayers for a bountiful yield. Is this different from reciting a quick mantra before a tough day's work? Perhaps, but it's a reminder that mindfulness is as old as time. Your connection with the land extends beyond the fields. You participate in communal work projects, or aini, strengthening bonds among families and villages. Unlike our modern obsession with personal space and individuality, the Incan worldview fosters interdependence, blurring the boundaries between your neighbor and kin. Historians still argue whether this system, though immensely laborious, offered a sense of collective purpose or merely enforced compliance through authority. Regardless, it's riveting to consider that, here, labor wasn't merely an economic necessity, but a conduit for social cohesion and cultural identity. As the afternoon sun dips lower, you switch tasks, tending to livestock, a crucial resource in both diet and daily life. Picture yourself corralling a flock of alpacas, their woolly forms dotting the landscape. These creatures provide more than just fabric, they are companions through the bleak midwinter and sources of warmth and sustenance. In other parts of the empire, artisans and craftspeople thrive, their deft hands weaving complex textiles or shaping delicate ceramics. If you're particularly skilled, you might even find yourself part of a family of expert potters, mixing clay with precise care, shaping it into intricate forms that dance with colourful dyes. You'd feel the cool earth take shape beneath your fingers, transformed over lazy hours into a vessel of both utility and beauty. Throughout the day, you're immersed in a life untainted by what we might now call convenience. Each task, though laborious, is a step in perpetuating an enduring heritage. There's a palpable, timeless rhythm that hums in harmony with the beat of your heart as you lay down your tools, stretch your aching back, and watch the horizon fade into twilight. As the evening draws near, you return to simpler comforts, a hot meal shared with family under the flickering glow of a fire. This time of rest brings with it the quiet joy of community, stories, and the anticipation of another dawn. So, as you nestle under the woven threads of a warm blanket, a cozy barrier between the evening's chill and the peace of impending sleep, consider the profound shifts in pace and purpose that marked your imagined day. Here, nestled in history, communal life folds you gently into its embrace, a far cry from the isolations of modernity. In the soothing murmur of the evening air, give yourself permission to rest alongside shadows of the ancient Andes, dreaming as the Inca did, one eye on the stars, one foot on the earth. The early morning sun casts a delicate glow over the jagged peaks of the Andes, hinting at a day of challenges against a backdrop of breathtaking beauty. As the warmth dissolves the morning's chill, you're thrust into a reality where the rugged landscape dictates your survival. The terrain is harsh, unforgiving, and its very essence demands your respect and humility. Imagine standing on an ancient trail, its narrow path etched into the very fabric of the mountainside, winding through the sky-high ridges like time's own thread. These paths, carved by the labour of many who walked before you, channel the might of the empire across valleys and peaks, as vital to the Incas as the veins are to the body. Yet, traversing them is no simple feat. You quickly realize that even with today's lightweight hiking boots, the thin highland atmosphere challenges each step, pulling at your lungs with an unyielding grip. It's clear why a day in this region demands not only physical prowess, but mental fortitude. Despite the difficulties, you're not entirely alone out here. Echoes of other travelers flow past, friendly greetings wrapped in their native Quechua tongue. This network of trails is the circulatory system of the empire, and you, like countless predecessors, become part of that perpetual motion. As you navigate the crisscrossing paths, the landscape surrounding you shifts like a kaleidoscope of natural wonder. Valleys unfurl in lush green, the earth terraced in layers that rise gracefully towards the heavens. The terraces are a testament to the Incas' ingenuity, defying gravity's pull with relentless human determination. Historians still debate whether these agricultural innovations were born out of necessity or ingenuity. Regardless, they transformed barren mountain slopes into lush, fertile gardens capable of sustaining vast populations. Picture yourself, balanced on one of these terraces, examining the intricate irrigation channels and stone walls built without mortar, yet standing the test of centuries. Adventure gives way to contemplation as you absorb the wilderness, an ecosystem both inviting and intimidating. The Andean condor glides overhead, its shadow a silent sentry across the valley floor. Wild regions play host to threats both real and imagined. It's not the predators you should fear most, but the environment itself, an indomitable force to be reckoned with. Despite the dizzying heights and treacherous paths, each step forward is a testament to human endurance and willpower. It's no wonder the Incas revered the mountains as living deities. As you feel your footing on the uneven landscape, there's a realization of your own fragility against the monumental backdrop still resonating with whispers of ancient spirits. In this soaring, silent world, the elements alone test your survival skills. Sudden weather changes are an ever-present companion during your journey. Sunny skies can shift to chilling mists in the blink of an eye, and storms, swift and furious, emerge seemingly from nowhere. Imagine attempting to find your way when suddenly thick clouds envelop you, reducing visibility to a mere arm's length. The spirit of the land reveals itself in these instances, reminding you of your place within it. Onward you move, finally approaching a tranquil moment at the edge of a mountain lake, its surface impossibly still, reflecting the sky in its depths. Here the earth's energies converge, offering a pause in your arduous trek. You refuel with origin food, traditional and sustaining, energizing your body, a grain of sustenance as ancient as the civilization that cultivated it. Quinoa, with its subtle nutty flavour, complements the robust root vegetables you've grown familiar with. Not quite bagels and lattes yet, there's comfort in knowing this meal was shared by countless others, uniting past and present in perfect harmony. As evening gowns the land in twilight hues, your journey begins its descent. The golden light washes over craggy peaks like liquid amber, painting shadows long and cool. After a day grappling with the terrain, the wayside shelters like Tampas offer refuge. Here, local wisdom is exchanged and stories weave through shared breaths, a tapestry of humanity fluttering amidst the evening wind. You rest, knowing a land so powerful yet intimately understood by those accustomed to its ways. So, as you tuck into the embrace of slumber, let the mountainous melodies cradle you into a night under stars. Remember, while today's world tempts you with digital expeditions, inked with awe-inspiring imagery, it's your own resilience and spirit of adventure that truly bring these stories to life. As you dream of ancient pathways and eternal skies, know that tonight, sleeping beneath the Andes, you've earned the privilege of their silent embrace. With dawn's first light, you awaken to the symphony of daily life in the Andean highlands, where the scent of half-cooked meals and the chirping of early birds mark the transition from night to day. Now, let's shift our focus from the daunting terrain to another essential facet of surviving a day in the Inca Empire: the food. Your morning begins with a humble yet hearty breakfast, making you appreciate the robust Incan diet designed to sustain hard labor and frigid temperatures. Picture yourself gathering around a simple wooden table, steam rising from a bowl of the finest quinoa porridge. This ancient grain, a superfood with a name we've come to recognize today, was a staple of the Incan diet. Rich in protein and amino acids, it bolstered the strength of both commoners and warriors alike. What's more, potatoes, and another gift to the world from these ancient farmers, vary widely in colour and flavour, from purple to yellow, offering diversity that your taste buds might find as surprising as they are pleasing. The midday sun now high, you find yourself wandering through a vibrant market brimming with life and colour. Here, traders barter not with notes or coins, but through the timeless act of exchange. Imagine standing amidst a bustling atmosphere filled with the lively banter of vendors as they showcase their goods, from corn of myriad hues to exotic fruits like lucuma, which offers a creamy taste. Imagine pairing with modern health shakes. Your senses dance with familiarity and wonder as the offerings reveal themselves to you. The savoury aroma of roasting guinea pig, known locally as cuy, tempts you from nearby food stalls. A delicacy high in protein, it's an Incan staple not for the squeamish, but for those with adventurous palates. This could be quite the revelation. With gentle sarcasm, you ponder whether this unconventional dish would hold in contemporary BBQs. A light-hearted thought to ward off any hints of trepidation. Don't miss sampling chicha, a traditional maize beer that has quenched thirsts for centuries. Brewed in enormous clay pots, its slightly sour taste may challenge those unaccustomed to its fermentation, yet offers a true taste of ancestral craftsmanship. As you drink, remember that every sip connects you not just to the past, but also invites you to reconsider today's beverage culture landscape. Lunch transitions into prep for the later communal meal. Imagine the satisfaction of participating in a cooperative culinary experience, where everyone contributes according to what they've gathered or raised, a continuation of the Allah's shared existence. This collaborative effort culminates in a nourishing feast of soups and stews, incorporating ingredients aligned with the rising and falling of the sun, month by month. A meal dictated by nature itself. Historians still argue whether these communal meals fostered deeper resilience within Incan communities, binding them through shared experience or noticeable disparities. However, the infectious laughter and welcoming spirit remind you of dinner parties today, each gathering a mosaic of connections, each dish part of a tapestry of nostalgia. As the afternoon rolls into evening, culinary rituals take on a sacred quality, with a hint of sage-like merriment surrounding the preparation of pachamanca. This traditional earth oven spread involves potatoes, yams, meats and spices, wrapped and slowly cooked underground amidst heated stones. The resulting smoky, tender flavors elevate the meal from mere sustenance to a celebration, connecting you with the earth in both practice and taste. Observing preparation and taking part, you gain insight into how essential food, beyond bodily nourishment, is for establishing community, identity, and even religious expression. Could you live a life where food means waiting hours for a slow-cooked meal, paired with tales spun over flickers of firelight? By nightfall, having tasted your way through this ancient empire's gastronomy, note that much of what you consider a daring experience is but the everyday norm for the Inca. Their resourcefulness, woven into each morsel, reflects a culture adept at turning the gifts of the land into a legacy we've inherited in unexpected ways. So when you finally lean back against the thick night air, contentment radiating from the warmth of shared human tradition, consider how food not only sustains the body, but also forms another essential thread in history's complex tapestry. With your appetite sated and curiosity piqued, close your eyes to the quiet symphony of Andean night, letting these timeless flavors linger in a yearning for both discovery and comfort. As the first colors of dawn paint the sky with hues of amber and violet, you find yourself woven into the intricate social fabric of the Inca Empire, where the sun rises behind a hierarchy as complex as the ornate textiles that define it. Feel the whisper of morning air as it navigates the worn pathways of society, where every step you take carries the weight of generations past, bound by loyalty to the Sapa Inca, whose authority is both divine and unyielding. Consider the layers of roles and responsibilities binding this society together, forming a hierarchy as rigid as it is efficient. At the pinnacle sits the Sapa Inca, the ruler whose lineage is said to descend directly from the sun god Inti. You observe this sovereign figure as a distant deity, his presence felt yet rarely seen, a living embodiment of divine right whose decisions ripple across every rank and facet of Incan life. Imagine standing in the shadows of nobility, where the air seems thicker with status and privilege. The nobles, or capa, are a select group whose connection to the ruling lineage ensures their elevated status, draped in the finest vicuña garments and adorned with precious metals. As you quietly survey the scene, you acknowledge the gulf that separates your simpler garb from their resplendent appearance. A visual reminder of the strict societal hierarchy. Historians still debate whether the power concentrated within this aristocracy fostered stability or stifled potential dissent. However, there is little argument over the cohesive identity it gave the empire's people, unifying diverse groups beneath a singular vision. As you meander past the homes of artisans and labourers, notice how their expert craftsmanship and diligent work underpin the entire empire. Skilled in weaving, pottery, or metalwork, these individuals contribute beauty and function to daily life. Can you imagine yourself trying to craft a perfect piece without today's technology, your hands shaping clay or looming threads, guided by skill passed through generations? You cannot help but admire the intricate artistry of each piece, while grappling with the knowledge that social mobility within the empire is as cumbersome as the massive stones used to construct its towering edifices. The same meticulous dedication required to shape stone echoes in the confines of societal roles, demanding diligence rather than ambition. Amidst this structured existence, you encounter the lactas, communities where rural life unfolds beneath the watchful eyes of local leaders. These small settlements function as essential building blocks in the empire's grand design, supporting larger urban centers like Cuzco, the heart and soul of this ancient realm. Discover how these common communities thrive, punctuating the landscape with vibrant stories woven into the empire's tapestry. You reflect on the Ilu system, a kinship-based network fostering mutual aid and collective responsibility. Here you'd find a world where personal success is not celebrated apart from the prosperity of others, as everyone plays their necessary part in a cycle of obligation and reciprocity. People share labor across fields, exchange goods in times of surplus, or provide support during hardship. This interconnectedness weaves a strong resilience among those who toil beneath the sun's benevolence. As you witness a day in the life of an Incan army conscript, you marvel at the discipline and unity shared across diverse backgrounds. Whether a noble's son or a commoner, serving the Sapa Inca in military campaigns reflects a common identity, transcending wealth or birthright. Isn't it amusing to think of warriors bonding over tales of bravery, their camaraderie reminiscent of spirited debate over sports teams today? The reverberations of purpose and identity present themselves in chores, in edicts, in trade. Every member plays a role, whether you're chiseling stone or weaving vibrant cloth that charts rank or allegiance. Even the unfamiliar terrain of class systems holds a certain logic, fostering unity beneath the empire's ever-watchful eye. As evening descends and the stars reveal themselves one by one, Contemplate the vastness of social constructs connecting every individual to the broader narrative. Here, the echoes of history wrap around you like a finely woven tapestry, each life another thread in a complex arrangement. Occasionally, visions of your own world appear in the quiet moments. What connects us? What separates us? The boundaries between homage and aspiration, duty and opportunity dissolve into softness as night settles in. Reflect on how these ancient hierarchies continue to whisper to us through the corridors of time, reminding us of humanity's universal search for meaning and belonging. So, lulled by the gentle silence of time weaving its grand tapestry, let your thoughts drift towards sleep, where legends linger and reality dims, all beneath the vigilant gaze of the Andean constellations, a night sky shared by past and present souls. As the sun's rays gently peek over the towering Andes, your day in the Inca Empire signals the unyielding call of duty that extends far beyond personal obligations. Welcome to the world of taxation and labor obligations, where sustenance under the rule of the Sapa Inca isn't measured solely in crops or coin, but in sweat and stone. You begin your morning amidst whispers of ancient customs, where discussions about tribute and service weave through the air as naturally as the Andean breezes. Unlike a modern tax season where remittances are transmitted digitally, taxation here is a tactile experience, physical and enduring. Imagine tracking obligations not with bureaucratic paperwork, but through shared commitments to communal work. Welcome to the MITA system. Picture it as a labor tax where, instead of monetary payment, you offer physical toil in large-scale state projects. Depending on the year and need, today's assignment might find you aiding in the cultivation of state lands, harvesting vast fields of maize destined for granaries that sustain both soldiers and communities through lean times. Historically, this system facilitated the construction of the empire's awe-inspiring architecture and intricate infrastructure. You observe other Mataiwaks, your comrades in this grand endeavor, learning from experienced artisans or working alongside seasoned laborers to stack precisely cut stones without mortar. It's remarkable how such edifices, despite eons and earthquakes, still stand resolutely upon the landscape, defying time and gravity. Pause for a moment to marvel at your part in such impactful work. Though arduous under the high-altitude sun, there's a quiet satisfaction in contributing to your people's prosperity, evident in the magnitude of the strong structures slowly rising in defiance of nature itself. And yet, all work deserves a reward. Meter duties don't just build the empire, they build connections. Laborers share stories and seeds of camaraderie amidst rhythmic, tiring tasks. Like today's water cooler conversations stripped of plastic, irony, these moments become fertile ground where friendships thrive. Historians still argue whether the imposition of the meter system fueled loyalty and contentment among the empire's subjects, or was a necessary tool of cohesion against potential dissent. Yet from your vantage point surrounded by sheer, time-worn peaks, it's evident that fulfillment lies not in individual will, but within collective achievement, the hallmark of secure societies. Meter obligations also extend beyond construction, reaching ceremonial temple grounds, where your service helps facilitate grand rituals. As you lean deep into sacred soil, planting rows of maize amidst storied terraces, each kernel proffered is a prayer for prosperity, sent skyward to the watchful deities of rain and sunlight. And then comes the lesser-known, intimate side of service, homegrown supports for community resilience. Imagine contributing skeins of wool or harvested grains to neighboring families, fulfilling voluntary responsibilities through AU, inspiring glad reciprocity during times of hardship, an interdependent dance where welfare intertwines livelihoods. Afternoon finds your obligations split, equally focused on cultural appreciation. Sculptors transform raw materials into poetry, and music seeps through open fields, echoing rhythms that might lull even modern listeners into nostalgia for unrepeatable golden afternoons. To meet these demands, however, carries risks, witnessed by broken backs and weary limbs. You learn from elders of regions fraught with conflict, where labour twined with loss echoes more than tales of valour, where age diminishes passivity within immutable systems resistant to burgeoning freedoms. As evening approaches, your labour pauses briefly to feast beside familiar faces, embracing unity and shared effort. Simple meals spread across woven cloth become tangible reminders of energy spent and bonds formed beneath fading azure skies. Night descends gently, a cooling balm that softens remembrance of labor left behind. Not every task unveils itself strictly by duty or demand. Rather, identity is forged gradually, with an industrious admiration for both dawn and dusk. Here, a well-tended empire rests beneath resplendent constellations, each star a faint ember against infinity. So, as you recline upon cushion-like beds of grass and weavings, let echoes of synchronized hammers fade into memory, yielding their cadence to earth and universe alike. Stretch forth towards sleep, knowing your endeavors play an integral role in spinning time's grandest tale, one where humanity's fortitude is audacious in raising civilization upon mountain spines. In this realm between dreams and reality, find solace through whispers of shared purpose. The perseverance of resolve unfolds like the stories you've etched across fertile empire fields. As another day unfurls beneath the expansive Andean sky, thoughts of devotion and ritual beckon, urging you deeper into the spiritual heart of the Inca Empire. Here, religion breathes life into every waking moment, infusing the mundane with profound meaning. Under the watchful gaze of the sun god Inti and the nurturing embrace of Pachamama, the earth goddess, your day shimmers with divine significance. Imagine stepping into a bustling square where an air of reverence meets the vibrant rhythm of daily life. Priests clad in richly woven attire move with purpose, their presence commanding respect and evoking curiosity. The sacred permeates every cobblestone, an undercurrent felt in whispered prayers and the crisp mountain breeze. You find yourself swept into this world of devotion, where every action is a dance, every moment a potential offering. The architecture that surrounds you bears witness to the deep spirituality of the civilization. Massive temples constructed not only with stone, but with the devotion of countless hands, each cut and groove symbolizing the people's dedication to their pantheon of gods. These towering edifices touch the heavens, bridges between the earthly and the ethereal realms. You're ushered towards a nearby temple, where offerings are laid at the feet of sacred idols. These sites of worship demand awe and humility, as you witness rituals woven with both song and silence, the air thick with the scent of burning incense. Thoughts tether themselves to that curious question historians still debate. Were these practices primarily acts of sincere faith, or mechanisms of control by those in power? Regardless, the spiritual dedication you observe is palpable. Today, you're ready to partake in a festival held in harmony with the rhythm of the seasons. The Inti Raymi, a grand celebration venerating Inti, fills the air with promise. The festival, falling at the winter solstice, is a plea for the sun's return, for warmth and growth. It entices you with colourful pageantry and joyous communal feasting. Feel the music envelop you, an orchestrated cacophony of flutes, drums, and chants echoing off the hillsides. Your heart beats to the cadence, blending the earthly with the divine, each note echoing through the valleys and reverberating within. Embrace the intoxicating swirl of colours as dancers whirl with abandon, their intricate costumes blurring the lines between reality and spectacle. The festival is a living tapestry, each thread a connection to gods and ancestors, one that's woven anew with every sun cycle. Whispers from fellow celebrants share the legend of Viracocha, the creator god who brought forth humanity from the grooves of the Andean peak. Under his watchful eye you ponder your own origins and the enticing prospects of rebirth and renewal, embodied in these narratives that ebb and flow like rivers carved through stone. Yet, amidst such vibrancy, shadows of somber rituals flicker past. Human sacrifices, offerings of ultimate devotion, have been met with both fear and solemn acceptance throughout history, leaving faint traces of their existence behind. A heady reminder of the delicate balance between reverence and dread, it imbues the air with an ambiguous intensity. But now, as evening washes over the landscape, today's grand festival continues to pulse with light and music. Your spirit pauses, caught between reverie and revelation, your senses overwhelmed by echoes of devotion that haven't dimmed through the ages. Here, spirituality fuels nearly every action, knitting culture and identity into a seamless cloak worn proudly upon communal shoulders. As stars emerge to dot the inky canvas above, the embodiment of celestial deities above and promises made below mingle seamlessly. The night holds you gently within an ancient embrace, resonating with the depth of this sacred legacy, a testament to faith transcending centuries. In these quiet moments, as voices rise in reiteration of shared purpose, Let expectations of uncontained exuberance glide into the stillness of your heart. Sleep beckons shortly, urged by the melody of ritual echoes and age-old traditions yet to spill their secrets. So, close your eyes amid the soft whispers of mountain winds, and drift through time-steeped dreamscapes born of divine promise. The Incas' legacy invokes patience and expectance, leading you deeper into their world, where all life is sacred, and every breath a pledge to the spiritual continuum. Morning finds you wrapped in warmth beneath the Andes' embrace, where the woven threads of the past hold stories of identity and status within their intertwined fibers. You awake to a world where clothing speaks as loudly as words, each garment delineating who you are, what you do, and where you belong within this intricate empire. You may wonder how such vibrant threads could carry such weight, their significance running deeper than mere practicality. Imagine yourself clothed in a tunic made of alpaca wool, its coarse texture registering familiarity against your skin. These textiles are markers, symbols of a hierarchy as structured and unyielding as the mountains themselves. Your day begins in a bustling market, where textiles sway like banners in the morning breeze, vivid and full of life. Artisans present their woven wonders with pride, their techniques passed down through generations, an inheritance as rich as gold. Each shawl and tunic bears intricate patterns, visual language crafted with care and skill. The colours alone sing with meaning. Deep reds achieved through the grinding of cochineal insects denote wealth and prestige, while brilliant blues and rich purples radiate authority and spiritual potency. Commoners' garments, though simpler in hue, are no less essential in the grand tapestry of society. The very way the threads cross speaks to communal ties and shared duty. In this empire, the act of weaving is sacred, directly aligning with divine creation. Every turn on the loom echoes with the stories and myths embedded in collective memory. You sense the presence of Mama Oclo, the mythic figure attributed with imparting these skills to humanity. The interplay of warp and weft becomes a dance between the earthly realm and the generous hands of deities above. Historians still argue whether these textiles primarily signified social hierarchy, or if they held deeper roles in resisting and recording the empire's shifting narratives. Regardless, the complexity of each weave tells a tale of both individuality and unity. Are today's designer labels any different in proclaiming status, striving to achieve both acclaim and identity, with familiar silhouettes and surprising innovations? Consider the kiro, a ceremonial drinking vessel etched with stories carved alongside vibrant patterns. The wearer is not merely adorned but armoured with cultural narratives, tangible pieces of history to be passed down. These garments are supplied with intention, complementing the communal festivals in which they whirl through the air like unified choruses in dance and song. As noon draws nearer, you find yourself at a riverbank, rinsing vibrant garments and treating them with the utmost care, a testament to their value. Natural dyes and painstaking craftsmanship lend an unmistakable luster, provoking envy and curiosity among observers. Imagine your modern wardrobe needing such attentiveness, each piece deserving devotion. Within the empire's heart, the ruling elite clad themselves in richly hued garments intricately woven with fine vicuna wool, showcasing power and divine favour. You note the contrast between these extravagant robes of the nobility and more modest tunics, the divide yet a signal of the harmoniously structured, unequalled unity. In the quiet of an afternoon workshop, skilled hands transform raw fibre into fabric, converting everyday sights into powerful canvases. Patterns and colour combinations convey messages intelligible to those immersed in cultural fluency, but mysterious to the outsider. Could today's insignias and corporate logos compete with such nuanced sophistication? The sun sinks low over this breathtaking landscape, casting warm light on the woven expressions of identity and rank that unite the empire. As shadows elongate, softening the world around you, these garments continue to whisper tales that connect those who lived before to those who now partake in their legacy. Night arrives gently, and as soft laughter echoes through villages, you find solace wrapped in the embrace of warm, handcrafted textiles. Rest assured that while cloth alone may not define you, it interlaces with more than a simple interplay of colours and patterns. It's a bridge between earthly duty and celestial protection, a tangible link to the divine. So, as you settle into the comfort of your woven cocoon, letting the day's images drift away like mist across the mountains. Close your eyes, dream of worlds woven with such specificity and care, where identity and purpose are embraced in every thread, and whisper an all-encompassing story of belonging and heritage. Morning breaks with the rosy fingers of dawn stretching across the sky, urging you onto the remarkable network of pathways threading throughout the Inca Empire. Today, you become part of the lifeblood of this civilization, stepping into the shoes of a chasqui, one of the empire's highly esteemed messengers. These nimble runners are the backbone of communication, delivering messages across hundreds of miles with remarkable speed and efficiency. Imagine the thrill of joining this elite group, your feet pounding against the stone-paved routes that weave through valleys and over peaks. The power of the chasqui lies not just in physical stamina, but in the art of memory and precision. Each runner is trained from a young age to commit messages to heart, using a quipu, a sophisticated knotted string device, to record numeric and narrative information in a language of knots. Setting off from a sturdy way station, or tampu, you feel the cool morning air and hear the sounds of dawn as you prepare for the long journey ahead. These way stations provide the necessities: food, water, and a place for weary legs to rest. Here you exchange messages with other chasquis, partaking in this relay system that covers a network over 14,000 miles long. Historians still debate whether the entire road system was strictly for military and administrative purposes, or if it held more social and economic functions. However, from treacherous mountain passes to lush jungle pathways, you realize the roads are veins carrying the empire's heartbeat across the diverse landscape. As you sprint along these paths, you're struck by the grandeur of the engineering accomplishments. The sheer rock faces are carved with steps descending into misty depths or ascending into dizzying heights, showcasing the ingenuity of Incan planning. Ropes, bridges swing with careful balance over chasms, challenging your courage but engineered with precision. The Andes unveil themselves in breathtaking panoramas, the changing light and altitude offering both moments of vivid clarity and exhausting clouded dizziness. Yet for a chasqui, no mountain is too high and no valley too steep. Here the landscape is not a barrier, but a testament to human innovation. Your travelling companion, the quipu, offers a glimpse into the sophistication of the Inca mind. Each knot carries meaning: tax records, census data, or news from distant lands. These quipas connect the furthest reaches of the empire, illuminating not just the demands of administration, but the intricate web of relationships threading through every community and beyond. While the rest of the world may have scribes wielding pen and ink or other primitive scripts, here the cord tells the tale. A tactile link between rulers and subjects, offering tangible immediacy in place of abstract symbols. This simplicity belies complexity, a marvel that inspires questions of how knowledge itself is woven into fabric of reality. The life of a chasqui combines intense physical exertion with deep intellectual engagement. The path is solitary, demanding self-reliance, yet unexpectedly there's a kinship felt with fellow runners as part of this essential network. Like today's social media posts shooting around the globe, each delivery is imbued with urgency. Long before the concept of viral messages entered our discourse, the runners of the Andes formed a living web, each footfall echoing across silent valleys, each breath connecting distant corners of the empire's realm. With each step time unspools and terrain undulates your stamina, an offering to the sun above. By evening, as the sky burns in hues of orange and violet, you struggle onwards, your silhouette dwarfed by majestic peaks where condors soar beneath the thinning air. Arriving at the next way station, muscles burn and breath comes in gasps, but the satisfaction of duty fulfilled plays like a melody in your mind. You pass the message onward, thread unravelling in continuity, weaving past, present, and future into an ordered fabric. The task complete, night folds around you like a gentle cloak. In darkness, a kinship with those who've run before hums quietly, resonating with every heartbeat. You retire to rest, cradled by this ancient landscape that both demands and rewards, inviting you to consider how distance and knowledge meld to create the foundations of a world in constant motion. So, as sleep's embrace calls softly, envision the inner workings of a society reliant not on the digital pulses we deem essential, but upon endurance, memory, and the whisper of string knots. Let these thoughts accompany you as you drift into slumber, carried by echoes of historic determination and connection night after night. As a new day dawns over the sprawling Andes, you find yourself intrigued by the fascinating world of Incan medicine, where natural remedies and ancient wisdom converge to meet the health needs of a sprawling empire. The Inca, resourceful and pragmatic, turned to the natural world for their cures, orchestrating a symphony between humanity and nature in their pursuit of healing. Picture stepping into a small village nestled among terraces, where the scent of herbal brews wafts through the crisp morning air. Here, the village yache, or healer, is revered for their knowledge, a blend of empirical observation and spiritual insight. Armed with a wealth of botanical knowledge passed down through generations, the yache plays a pivotal role in community well-being. Your first encounter with this enigmatic healer might begin with a cup of mate de coca, a tea brewed from coca leaves that eases the ailments caused by high altitudes. Though these leaves hold a controversial legacy, here they are simply seen as a practical tool, connecting you with the wisdom of those who thrived in these harsh conditions, long before caffeine reached our shores. As you venture further, your senses become attuned to the exquisite dance between nature and remedy, delicate flowers used as antiseptics, roots steeped in soothing teas, and leaves crushed into potent salves. The Inca were masters of this craft, adept at blending various plant components into concoctions that mirror today's pharmacological pursuits. Among your discoveries, you encounter chirurgical techniques that illustrate the profound understanding of Inca medicine's scope. Trepanation, an early form of cranial surgery performed to relieve pressure on the brain, is one of the most remarkable examples. Performed with nothing but stones and metal tools, and surprisingly high success rates, it leaves you pondering the courage and skill required to offer such invasive treatments without modern anesthesia. Historians still argue whether this ancient practice was primarily medical or ritualistic, yet the evidence remains clear. Testimonials etched into skulls where growth patterns show bone healing, a testament to both the patient's resilience and the practitioner's astounding competence. These early forays into surgery reveal an inherent connection between healing and spirituality, deeply embedded in the Incan worldview. Illness, often viewed as a disturbance in the balance between a person and the cosmos, required holistic approaches addressing both physical and spiritual dissonance. You find fascination in the delicate balance the holistic healer strikes between diagnostics and divine consultation. Illnesses aren't merely treated. Wounds are bathed under sacred chants, promising not just bodily relief, but soul's restoration. Consider the enigmatic journey to the role of yache as you reflect on the rigorous education required. Their training experiences harmoniously blend science and spiritual teachings, drawing wisdom from Inti and Pachamama, tapping into a legacy transcending time. Amidst this harmony, there exists the joy of discovery, alongside gentle skepticism of the purported efficacies. The bark of the cinchona tree, for example, alludes to the unexpected union between tradition and modern medicine. As the source of quinine, it quietly bridges centuries with its enduring impact on treating malaria. Engagingly, your exploration now shifts toward the communal dependency on plants' vital ingredients, whisked from basket to basket, each bundle carried with care among kin. Such transactions are affirmations, whispered reminders of a world united by the recognition that vitality comes through Earth's enduring embrace. Afternoon transitions into a symphony of incantations and patience, a pregnant pause held against the backdrop of mighty peaks. Observing the village as a whole, you realize the way in which society navigates mortality, birth, health, and healing, accepting them not as divergent paths, but as branches of the same pervasive tree. Evening approaches, but the echoes of drumming you hear suggest deeper celebrations, interwoven with tradition's cadence. These are moments where enchantment, through dance and rhythm, offers escape, reconnecting those gathered to grander cycles encircling humanity. By nightfall, you rest alongside those who've sought such remedies through centuries. Consider how these ancient healing arts, spirited with truth and creativity, continue to spin legacy into knowledge, a lineage slowing time's march with grace and humility. So, as you close your eyes, let dreams transport you within the balance of nature and imagination, welcoming the night's soothing remedy. Drift tenderly on starlit wings toward the realm where ancient melodies of healing whisper quietly, guiding you into sleep's quiet sanctuary. Here, As you rest on time-worn wisdom and natural wonder, envision horizons unmarred by distance, tethered by reverence of Yahweh who bridged worlds, one gentle touch at a time. As dawn unfolds over the timeless Andes, a golden light washes over the scene, lending a shimmering glow to the vibrant artistry inherent in the Incan world. Today you delve into the rich world of Incan arts, craftsmanship and gold, a universe where creativity finds expression in Earth's bounty, and mastery echoes across stone and metal. Rise and approach a bustling village square, where artisans ply their craft with expert hands. The air is alive with the sound of chisels on stone, the gentle clinking of metalwork, and the soft murmurs of weavers at their loom. Here, creativity blossoms in myriad forms, each piece a testament to the profound connection between the Incas and their environment. Your attention is drawn to a group of metal workers who practice the revered art of smithing. They take gold, silver, and copper, the gifts of Pachamama, and transform them into exquisite objects of beauty and prestige. Gold, considered the sweat of the sun, adorns temples and crowns alike, casting a warm luster across the stone faces of the city. All that glitters here isn't just for opulence, it reflects a divine light, a conduit between the earthly realm and divine favour. Picture a scene where master craftsmen shape clay into vessels of vibrant hues, using decades of handed-down skill to coax out striking forms and refined shapes. These ceramics aren't just utilitarian, but narrate stories of life and legend, each one a piece of intricate storytelling frozen in time. At the heart of this artistic endeavour lies textiles, a craft encompassing both functionality and legend. Imagine running your fingers across the finely woven tunics and shawls, each thread interlaced with meanings as nuanced as the terrain itself. Patterns depict stories etched into history, symbols that speak of battles, deities, and natural wonders. Llama and alpaca fibers intertwine, offering eternal warmth and a tactile connection to the mountains that nurture them. Wander further, and you'll find stonemasons deftly carving figures whose presence might endure millennia. From symbolic animal motifs to sacred icons, every stroke captures the overlain essence of culture and religion. Observe how these artists breathe life into the quarries, extracting forms that become entities' narratives, bridging heaven and earth. Yet historians still debate the purpose of many creations. Were they primarily religious offerings or political statements? The ambiguity invites you to consider both their aesthetic glory and deeper significance, inspiring a sense of reverence for craft so deeply tied to the empire's soul. In this atmosphere, art is not just for the elite. Every person contributes to the empire's aesthetic, weaving personal stories into a vibrant identity tapestry, practical daily objects crafted with such care and creativity that each becomes an emblem of life, culture, and devotion. Consider how these expressions of creativity align with a modern appreciation for fine art. Do our museum goers today resonate with the spirit of ancient patrons, sifting through echoes of time to seek meaning within the hues and forms left behind? Enjoy a moment examining intricate metal artifacts, like mirrors, polished to gleaming perfection, the surfaces reflecting both light and the power of introspection. Does their gleam remind you of how reflections echo truths long obscured by ceremony? Afternoon finds you amidst market stalls, where everyday trade offers unparalleled access to artisan-crafted wares. Here, haggling isn't merely transactional, but a vibrant conversation, a shared appreciation of craft interwoven with light-hearted banter. Locals, keen to tell you the stories behind the craftsmanship, emphasize the role communal connection plays in sustaining this vibrant creativity. As the sun dips beneath the Andes' rugged horizon, reflecting hues of gold and amber, consider how the artistry stretches beyond mere beauty into a narrative of people. The vibrant dance of creativity that lifts soul and society remind you of art's timeless place in human endeavour. When twilight colours fade to velvet, relax in the comfort of night, meditating on how each delicate creation threads wisdom from past to present. Close your eyes and let dreams carry you across the weavings, toward visions glowing with sunrise among gilded landscapes. The night unfolds, cradled in gentle illumination, as you drift peacefully on the imprints of golden touch. Here, rest as the earth they hailed from, drawing light from every piece, every gentle stroke brought into this eternal journey. As the first rays of light pierce the morning mist, life in the Inca Empire awakens with a resonance of duty and ambition. a territory uniquely defined by its aspirations and conflicts. As you step into this world, prepare to explore the intricacies of Incan warfare and conquest politics, where expansion and allegiance form the backbone of imperial strength. The vastness of the empire did not come about by peaceful means alone. Imagine yourself among the ranks of the Incan army, standing in formation, each warrior carrying the resolute gaze of someone defending not just territory, but heritage and reverence for the Sapa Inca. Equipping yourself with slingstones, spears, and wooden clubs, you marvel at the unyielding discipline that binds this diverse assembly. Note the intricacy with which each battalion operates, like a living organism attuned to the pulse of revealed struggle. The army's organization is a testament to the Incas' strategic brilliance, with warriors trained to maneuver over the formidable Andean terrain. Such logistical prowess contrasts sharply with modern warfare's reliance on technology, yet even without engines of war, the effectiveness of their martial strategies is formidable. As a warrior, your journey through the empire brings you to the frontiers of newly integrated territories. Here, the art of diplomacy blends with the might of military power, as alliances are forged and communities folded into the vast realm. The promise of integration, an alluring offer that melds cultural symbiosis with political subjugation, is a nuanced layer of conquest rarely explored in history's narratives. Historians still argue whether allegiance was sincerely given or grudgingly extracted, yet you witness both relief and leaning tension in newly annexed lands. The integration process often involved relocating the local population, imposing Incan culture, language, and religion over the old. How do these echoes of identity reformation resonate in today's ever-globalized world? During your service, you observed the significance of the Mitmac system, a method of dispersing loyal Incan families among newly conquered regions. This relocation solidifies control while infusing the region with cultural norms and economic stability, an ancient answer perhaps to present-day cultural amalgamation challenges. Note how distinct communities navigate new identities in synthesis, revitalizing their customs under the watchful gaze of the empire. Amidst the throes of conquering new territories, awe sits at the core of your campaigns. Some battles are quiet, victories negotiated rather than fought, while others are embroiled in ferocity, bellowing men and tactical prowess colliding on sun-baked fields or forest floors. Stand upon such a precipice, feet planted in ancestral ground among the grumble of armored footsteps echoing through time. Yet combat teaches more than tactics. It affords shared purpose, camaraderie, and tales of valor, warm, chilled nights as warriors forge bonds that transcend their societal standings, uniting them beneath the constellations and shared horizon. Perhaps, in its graver moments, warfare illuminates the paradox of humanity's greatest vulnerabilities, entangled with its aspirations. As the sun begins its descent, you pause in the shadow of the Andes, and reflect upon the duality of power, its ability simultaneously to unite and divide, uplift and destroy. In the aftermath, societies reconstruct, transfixed upon what they have gained, yet often oblivious to what remains, invisibly altered. Ponder these complexities as you wander back to the heart of the empire, cradled in stillness. Marvel at structures raised from the spoils of conquest, their silent splendor bearing testament to both beauty and ambition. A reminder of the shoulders upon which civilizations rise and fall. Enveloped in twilight's embrace, rest in the knowledge that while politics and power may shift across centuries, the patterns of humanity's struggles and alliances remain ever familiar, like the comforting whisper of earth beneath your resting form. As you surrender to night's warm cradle, let the symphony of ancient ambition and resilience weave through your dreams. In their gentle embrace, explore a world where history's lessons whisper against the soothing rhythm of time, and find solace in knowing that even amidst conflict, echoes of our shared legacy linger quietly, awaiting dawn's gentle awakening. As the first blush of dawn unfurls over the Andean horizon, you find yourself ensconced in an ancient world that ebbs and flows with celestial rhythms. Today, you'll be immersed in the awe-inspiring relationship between the Incas and the celestial bodies, exploring how the heavenly dance dictated agricultural cycles, festivals, and the very fabric of daily life. Imagine yourself standing atop an observation platform crafted from stone, nestled high within the mountains, a vantage point that offers unfettered views of the heavens. The Incas were sophisticated astronomers, and from this lofty perch they read the movement of stars and planets like an open book. These natural observations were not merely passive stargazing, but a foundational aspect of living, rhythmically aligned with nature's clockwork. You start to observe the solar markings etched into stone, the Intihuatana, or hitching post of the sun, designed to capture solar alignments during solstices and equinoxes. With precision born from centuries of observation, these instruments allow their society to synchronize human endeavors with the cosmic ballet above. The sun, revered as Inti, the supreme deity, is central to these celestial observations, a radiant entity bestowing life and power upon all. Picture ceremonies honoring its journey across the heavens, orchestrated with pomp and reverent devotion. In grand plazas, the air echoes with chants, dances and offerings to this divine orb, the light of which permeates both spiritual and agricultural spheres. It's fascinating that historians still debate the dual role of these solar festivals as agricultural rites to ensure bountiful harvests or mechanisms for reinforcing the Sapa Inca's divine authority. Whatever the primary intention, to witness these celebrations is to glimpse a world where belief, biology and power intertwine seamlessly. Consider Pachamama, the Earth Mother, residing at the heart of this celestial narrative. Her nurturing spirit pairs with the sun's warmth, dictating the ebb and flow of planting and harvesting cycles. Each phase of the moon signals changes in Earth's fecund rhythms, whispering secrets to farmers whose ears are finely attuned to her language. In fields terraced into Andean slopes, you discover farmers laboring in harmony with these celestial signals. The planting of crops aligns with solstitial markers, each seed sown a prayer that resonates with cosmic approval. Can you imagine modern-day agriculture pulsating in sync with such celestial calendars? Bridal arms woven from earth and sky. Beyond crops, construction too aligns with the stars. Entire cities and sacred sites orient with celestial events, their architecture immortalizing the interplay between the terrestrial and the divine. The Coricancha, the Temple of the Sun in Cusco, exemplifies this. Its golden adornments glint with captured sunlight, showcasing reverence for both material and spiritual luminescence. As you weave these experiences together, permit your mind to wander amidst star-hilled stories. The Incan constellations, comprised of both animals and deities, swirl overhead, narrating legends passed through generations. It's not just celestial navigation, but storytelling, guiding filial piety and identity across expanses of time and terrain. Such cultural enrichment through celestial observation, you realize, is more than mere orientation. Witnessing the discipline required to harvest time cycles reminds us of enduring truths. Our human capacity to gaze at the vast, unfolding sky, seeking meaning and connection within its mysteries. With sunset transforming the sky into a canvas of color, the last footprints of daylight reveal familiar patterns, quieting the world around you. Here in Inca time, each moment measured by stardust, night cradles you in its gentle embrace. The constellations above, harmonizing with the heartbeat below. Close your eyes and embrace the timeless dance of astronomical cycles as they guide you into dreams. Let their ancestral wisdom guide you, endlessly drifting between perceived horizons, where ancient stories unfurl within the glow of pale moonlight, weaving whispers of insight, granting solace to all who pause and listen. As the sun rises over the expansive reaches of the Incan Empire, you find yourself enveloped in a world where language and communication are as vital as the very breath you take. Today, not only do you delve into the intricacies of the Incan communication network, but you also come face to face with the vibrant tapestry of language that bound this empire together. Stepping into a bustling market in Cusco, the heart of the empire, you are immediately embraced by the melodic hum of conversations in Quechua, the empire's lingua franca. This language, rich in nuance and history, ebbs and flows around you, a symphony of vowels and consonants that stitch together the vast expanse of the Inca realm. Quechua isn't just a means of communication, it is a living piece of cultural heritage pulsing vibrantly through the empire. As you listen, you become aware of the multi-layered meanings encoded within each phrase. It's a language of precision, whether detailing trade negotiations or preserving intricate oral histories that span generations. Quechua has roots intertwined with the land itself, having absorbed and adapted elements from the many cultures absorbed into the empire's embrace. The language serves not just for everyday communication, but as a bridge across the diverse ethnic groups that compose the Inca's domain. Picture travelers and traders using it to transcend geographical barriers and cultivate shared understandings, a precursor to today's globalized exchange of ideas. In your exploration, you notice how small gestures punctuate dialogue. A smile here, a touch there, guiding interactions with a warmth that softens even the trickiest negotiation. Body language complements spoken words, framing nuances beyond verbal confines. It's curious how even today, these unspoken cues continue to convey meaning when words are insufficient. Navigate further into the labyrinth of the language network, and you find the legacy of the quipu, those enigmatic knots of string that encoded information far beyond simple numbers. The skilled quipu kamioke are the ones who bring these strings to life. Their tactile knowledge a form of storytelling both cryptic and profound. They translate knotted narratives, tax records, census data, or even grand stories of Incan glory into structured knowledge accessible to those adept in its interpretation. Historians still argue about the full extent of quipu's capacity to convey complex narratives, whether it can be considered a language in its own right or a detailed mnemonic device. Regardless, through the fingers of the quipu kamioke it remains a marvel of practicality and ingenuity. Further accentuating this complexity, trade serves as an alternate communication medium where goods, rather than words, speak volumes. Picture bartered llamas exchanged for woven textiles, or baskets filled with maize for clay pots, a silent dialogue conducted daily without a single word. This understanding creates unbreakable bonds founded on respect and reciprocity, each transaction a whispered pact between clans. As afternoon descends, you are drawn into the ceremonial heart of the empire, where oral historians weave the grand narrative spoken around you into tapestries of memory designed to honor legacy and invigorate spirits. These stories echo with intention, a reminder that oral tradition remains a pillar of identity keeping the past alive. In addition to Quechua's melodic exchanges, Incan society accommodates the dialects of dozens of ethnic groups, as practical as it is diplomatic. Multilingual fluency is a given. All these languages wend through valleys and scale mountainous terrains, a testament to humanity's gift for connection and adaptation. As the day's light wanes, the gentle flicker of fires illuminates gathered faces, together bound by application rather than intrigue. These shared communication webs beat harmoniously, an enduring rhythm of recollection, reflection, and renewal. Contemplating this multifaceted communication dance, consider how echoes of history persist as the ancients' quest for coherence and unity. Whether through language, expression, or law, eternal fibers connect ideas and dreams. A soothing balm threads civilization into continuity. With this in mind, rest beneath the reassuring promise of Incan echoes. Let them guide your dreams through expansive linguistic tapestries, following language's winding paths through memory and eternity, dancing among forgotten whispers until new dawn gilds the horizon with radiant understanding. As the Andean morning unfurls in hues of ochre and umber, you find yourself at the heart of an educational system that pulses with the lifeblood of the Incan elite. Today, your journey takes you into the privileged but rigorous world of Incan education, a path carved for young nobles preparing to stride into futures shaped by leadership and service. As you walk along stony paths toward a sun-bathed terrace, Cuzco's royal city whispers its secrets, a launchpad for youth groomed to steer the empire's destiny. Picture yourself as a young noble, poised on the precipice of learning, the anticipation akin to stepping onto the threshold of a revered and hidden realm. Here, the focus isn't on reading or writing as we know it today, since the Incas lacked a formal written language. Instead, the education of the elite is deeply oral, immersive, and personal. Master teachers, known as amautas, guide you through elaborate lessons involving the intricacies of celestial navigation, detailed statecraft, martial strategy, and the delicate art of diplomacy. Imagine these classrooms without walls, stretching beneath azure skies, where pupils learn as much from whispers of the wind as from their instructors. Curricula aren't confined to the abstract. Much is conveyed through practical, hands-on experiences. From understanding the nuances of leadership to forging alliances, the emphasis is on cultivating wisdom and insight, a fluid education that embraces aesthetics and pragmatics alike. Courses on agriculture echo with the rhythm of day and night, where under the tutelage of wise elders, you learn to interpret the signals of a land that thrives under celestial guidance. Fieldwork takes interactive forms, harnessing ancestral knowledge, timing harvests, deciphering solar alignments, or tending sacred crops with care. The spiritual intertwines with the academic in this sophisticated tapestry of learning. Instruction in religion and astronomy introduces deeper truths, linking the Sapa Inca's celestial descent with your earthly duties. One evening, as you stand beneath a sky sparkling with myth and legacy, the heavens unravel history's wisdom from horizon and starlight. An avenue shrouded in secrecy is the instruction of the chosen female acolytes, the Akalakuna. Selected for their beauty and potential, their journey unfolds within secluded cloisters, a rigid training steeped in song, weaving, and rituals, all under the watchful eye of priestesses. Their education forms a bridge between the realms of the divine and mortal, preparing them for life as goddesses on earth or the treasured wives of dignified nobles. Further accentuating this exclusive world is the Yashaiwasi, a house of learning only accessible to the most promising youth. Teaching here prudently focuses on the pivotal skills necessary to govern calendrical computations, theological intricacies, and tactical lessons, preparing minds ready for emerging challenges in obscure lands somewhere beneath a starlit map. Historians still debate over the accessibility and inclusivity of this elite education, arguing whether it was meant to foster power sharing or reinforce social hierarchy. Nonetheless, at its core, you draw appreciation for a system seeking to embody selflessness in stewardship and devotion in duty. As berries ripen beneath gradual sun, you pause with scholars by fountain pools and breathe a sigh shared by those dedicating their lives to the pursuit of knowledge, a pursuit both doggedly methodical and ceaselessly inspired by an uncharted destiny. By afternoon, the seamless interplay between learner and teacher charms you, a conduit not only of facts, but of lineage rooted in real-world application. The call to breathe life into this exquisite weave of lessons is tempered by playful banter and youthful frivolity. These narrative passages write predecessors onto potential, planting seeds assured of bearers. As evening shadows stretch long, enveloping the city in a velvet embrace, you reflect on how every whisper from gallery to classroom rains forth with continuity and resilience. For the Tuquirico trained here, the road ahead is poised, with the promises of a generation prepared to uphold cherished traditions. Let these candle-lit dreams flow like rivers of understanding through your gently closing eyes. Picture reflections of cosmic curriculum dipping into realms of lunar wisdom and solar cognition. On every storied breeze, accompanied by equally storied stars, embark into visions of scholarship's tender dance, a play forever alive under the perpetual tutelage of the ancients. As dawn's first light unfurls across the Andean skyline, you step into a world brimming with myth and belief, where the stories of creation and destiny intertwine with daily life in the Inca Empire. Today, transcend the mundane and discover the mystical narrative roots that nourish Incan spirituality, a realm resplendent with origin myths, superstitions, and cosmic balance. Imagine yourself at the center of a vibrant gathering, where firelight casts flickering shadows against stone. The elders narrate tales passed through generations, their voices rising and falling in a rhythmic dance with crackling embers. Here, within the echoing heart of the empire, myth is not just metaphor, it is a defining force shaping history, culture, and identity. One such foundational myth is that of Viracocha, the creator god who emerged from Lake Titicaca to sculpt the world from chaos. Within this cosmic tale lives the myth of Pachacuti, the supreme deity guiding the sun's primal energies with a divine hand. As stories weave through the listeners, you sense the comforting trail of linkage to the universe, tracing roots from stones and stars alike. In this world, where religion permeates life's every facet, superstitions are not quaint oddities but guiding principles. Picture children taught to heed signs from Chuquiilla, the thunder god, or to make offerings to Pachamama for her bountiful gifts. Rituals involving coca leaves or llama fetuses bind the tangible with the ethereal, expressing gratitude and appeasing spirits who walk unseen. Here, tales of Supay, the mischievous spirit often depicted as swaying between pestilence and protection, linger, though whispers persist regarding darker aspects weaving into belief. Offering tales of reciprocation, a paradox between fear and admiration, the story of Supai carries subtle reminders and lessons. Afloat, dangers lurking within unseen corners. The Incas' devotion to balance is visible in the expansive vistas and intricately terraced fields you traverse. Fields grateful for sun's abundance also seek to replenish soils, a tangible expression of Ainea concept deeply rooted in reciprocity. This sacred exchange mirrors the dualism found in nature. Day counterbalances night, and rain quenches the earth, reasserting life's perennial cycle. Historians still argue whether these tales and customs were solely vehicles for maintaining order, or if they were genuinely believed, resonating deeply with social consciousness. What is palpable, however, is that belief lends structure and meaning, tethering individuals to the land, to each other, and to the cosmos itself. The influence of these stories travels beyond the realm of mortals. Incan rulers and priests looked skyward for divine counsel, interpreting celestial patterns for guidance. Festivities aligned with solstices symbolize sacred cosmic turning points, extraordinary moments when life's cyclical arc echoes universal symphony. As the day progresses, mythology becomes fact, as you explore a world where ancestral spirits communicate through the land, interpreted by priests as cosmic ordinances broadcast among stars. Firelight trails sapphires imprisoned in quartz, illuminating mysteries within ancient graves and the promise that cosmic renewal is everlasting. Within the clenched fist of each talisman lies a beguiling balance of existence. Offerings designed to ensure balance among realms blur lines between reverence and salutary manipulation, beseeching continued favor with every entreaty. As day resigns to evening's embrace, a mesmerizing dusk envelopes the heart of the empire, leaving only trails of laughter and story to blanket these storied peaks. The shadows stretching across yonder sunset weave an almost forbidden intimacy between earthly life and celestial being, a realm far removed from Sunday sermons heard within urban sprawl. So, as these visions dance within your gently closing eyelids, imagine ancient storytelling spinning pathways through enchanted landscapes and beyond, where stories whispered by elders resonate forever, bound to ethereal genies of humanity's dreams. Rest easy, knowing that belief sustains meaning, as serenely as silent lakes cradle starlit skies, granting guiltless rest through twilight's sacred watch. As the morning light paints the Andes with shades of rose and gold, you continue your passage along the vast network of the Incan road system, a symbol of the empire's ingenious engineering and cohesive grasp over the diverse topography of their realm. These roads are more than mere routes from point A to point B. They are testaments to a civilization adept at navigating mountains and marshes with the grace of mountain vicuñas, forging paths that ripple over horizons. The road beneath your feet pulses with historical significance, echoing the footsteps of generations that have walked before. The stones are smoothed by centuries of travelers, warriors bearing arms, traders with their llamas laden with textiles, corn and coca leaves, and emissaries carrying quipus knotted strands bearing the codified language of the Quechua. A cool breeze carries stories as old as the stones themselves, narratives preserved through time's wearing hands. As you step onto a newly discovered branching path, the aura of mystery is palpable. Historians still debate whether these routes were constructed for strategic military maneuvers, or if they served an elaborate network of trade and communication that bolstered the empire's economy and bureaucracy. The truth likely winds somewhere in between, a labyrinth of purpose like the knotted cords themselves. Surrounding you are the majestic Andes, their ancient faces chiseled and cragged, yet your journey feels surprisingly intimate. Each valley and peak whispers secrets of the Inca, whose spirit remains inexorably linked with nature, an affinity mirrored in these roads that submit to neither stone nor stream. Picture swathes of road coiling through serene valleys into bustling hubs of commerce, where language, custom and commodities exchange hands freely. As you traverse elevated paths, the ingenuity of Incan engineering becomes even more evident. Marvel at the staircases carved into the rock face, sturdy and eternal, best open safe passage over precipitous ascents. Further along, you marvel at the rush of waters beneath Huachaca, a magnificent suspension bridge woven entirely from grass, swaying gracefully over the Apurimac River. Its ancient design testament to collective craftsmanship and communal spirit. The tambos, those roadside inns dotting the landscape, act as beating hearts within this sprawling, fretted lacework of roads. Envision engaging with other travelers, partaking in the camaraderie offered through shared feasts and stories, passed in hushed tones by the warm embrace of a fire. Here, societal distinctions blur momentarily, each person an equal sojourner beneath the stars. Rumors spark the imagination. Merchants spin tales of marketplaces outshining even the famed gold of Cusco, and chacuis mimic the tempo of their rapid runs, their boundless energy a vital vein of life coursing through the empire's arteries. Each halt offers an opportunity for reflection, a chance to sit quietly and absorb a world that masterfully blends stone, sky, and spirit. As the day matures into the soft hues of dusk, the languid sun casts grace across the land. The horizon sets the canvas for shimmering colours that bind time with space. Every shadow plays its part, beckoning you further along your journey, whispering invitations through myth, memory, and chiaroscuro. With twilight descending, and its gentle hand guiding you toward rest, find peace within this structured chaos, where your body might weary, your spirit can soar. Rooted in tradition, buoyed by legacy, and stirred by the promise of adventure along ancient thoroughfares that continue to breathe life into tales yet untold. Close your eyes as the rhythmic cadence of unseen footsteps cradle you into sleep. Under star-laden skies, let your dreams weave pathways of their own, trails traversing across the distances of memory, guided by the eternal march of the Incan road system. Embrace the quiet pulse of history's heartbeat and slip into slumber, a tranquil wanderer beneath the soothing expanse of time, as these roads unfurl in lessons written by the ancients, awaiting the morn's onward call. As the sun's glow bathes the Andes in a golden hue, painting the hills with shadows that whisper of history, you remain enveloped in the revelations brought forth by recent archaeological endeavors. The vast network of the Inca Empire continues to yield its secrets, offering insights that reshape our perspective on this remarkable civilization's intricacies and accomplishments. Imagine stepping onto a newly unearthed site where delicate artifacts emerge, each a testament to the daily lives of individuals who thrived amid the empire's sprawling expanse. The ground beneath your feet holds traces of their presence, tiny remnants that, piece by piece, reconstruct a society teeming with sophistication and resilience. Each artifact has its own story, a snippet of the larger narrative that is the heartbeat of Incan civilization. One of the most striking revelations lies in the textile fragments found deep within burial sites, preserved by time and the elements. These fabrics, woven with intricate patterns and vibrant colors, shed light on the social identities and hierarchies that threaded through Incan society. The discovery offers evidence of regional variations, reflecting a cultural diversity often overlooked in traditional narratives. On another front, excavations reveal the existence of lesser-known settlements perched precariously on cliff edges, accessible only by winding paths that seem lost to clouds and wind. These villages highlight the Incas' remarkable adaptability and strategic acumen in maximizing territorial control. Their ability to harness such challenging landscapes supports the idea of an empire not merely defined by its military might, but also by its innovative stewardship of the natural world. While exploring these findings, you stumble upon pottery shards that offer us a glimpse into the culinary past of the empire. Analysis of residues found within these vessels provides clues about the diverse foods consumed across the empire. Ingredients like quinoa, maize, and potatoes reflect a sophisticated understanding of agricultural potential, a legacy that quietly hums beneath today's global food systems, even when paired with chipotle sauce. Among these discoveries, an unexpected feature of Incan life comes into focus: the realm of music and performance. Recently unearthed musical instruments, flutes, drums, and whistles, offer humanity's age-old desire to express rhythm and harmony. These instruments bear silent witness to the role of music in ceremonial life, community bonding, and the nuanced daily rituals that unified hearts and spirits. Historians continue to ponder whether such representations of artistic culture were uniformly woven through the empire or fluctuated amidst regional preferences, unique soundscapes reverberating through each village. This newfound appreciation of musical tradition enriches the cultural depiction of the Incas, beyond achievements in architecture and governance. The depths of burial sites guarded by watchful mountains yield a wealth of sacred objects meant to accompany the deceased into the next life. Amulets, jewelry, and personal tokens convey more than aesthetic beauty. They reveal a belief system that honored familial connections extending beyond mortality, a sentiment that resonates with universal notions of remembrance and transcendence. As the sun dips behind the rugged silhouette of the Andes, casting a warm embrace over this cradle of ancient innovation, you find peace within the gentle rustle of leaves swaying with the evening breeze. It is a symbol of continuity, a testament to the human spirit's quest to endure, explore, and enchant. And as the night embraces the land in its velvety mantle, let your thoughts drift toward the eternal dance of discovery. Every unearthed relic, every carefully reconstructed pot, and every woven thread are reminders that the past waits patiently to illuminate the present. Close your eyes and let dreams carry you through pathways traced by archaeologists' hands. Here, in the quiet sanctum of slumber, allow these softly spoken secrets to guide you, whispering a world reborn from beneath the very ground upon which we stand, forever cradled in the gentle essence of time. As the rhythmic cadence of celebration continues to pulse through the Andes, you immerse yourself in the myriad layers of the Inca Empire's festive traditions. These exuberant gatherings are not merely spectacles, but deeply ingrained expressions of cultural identity, offering a glimpse into how such a vast and diverse society remained tightly knit. As the community gathers for today's celebration, vivid colors fill the scene. Everyone adorned in their finest weavings, each garment telling a story of lineage and loyalty. The textiles draped over shoulders and wound around waists act as living portraits of their creator's skill, and they flutter in perfect harmony with the lively air. You watch as elders, keepers of ancient knowledge, guide younger generations in the rituals of the day. Ceremonial processions unfold, with clouds of aromatic incense swaying in the breeze and the rhythmic pounding of drums echoing deep within the earth, seeming to awaken the very spirits these festivals honor. Each step resonates through the cobbled streets as participants sing hymns to the deities, transcending mere prayer to embody a living act of gratitude. Beyond the pomp and grandeur, notice the softer layers of human connection, the lingering gazes extended across the plaza, the clasped hands during prayer, the exchange of heartfelt stories as evening approaches. These festivals serve as moments where the boundaries between social classes blur, where shared humanity is brought to the forefront, and each individual remembers what it means to be part of the collective Incan spirit. As the sun begins its descent, painting the sky with orange and violet, evening casts a magical spell over the festivities, where the air fills with music. At once melodic and primal, the sounds emanate in waves, reaching every ear and stirring even the most stoic to movement. Couples sway in unison, children whirl with untamed glee, while elders nod and clap, joining the rhythmic conversation woven with ancient echoes. Historians still discuss whether these gatherings functioned primarily as religious expressions or as powerful state tools to maintain societal cohesion. Yet the magnitude of shared joy and collective memory experienced at such gatherings suggests they offer not only continuity through spiritual and cultural ritual, but also reinforce bonds that stitch the fabric of Incan life together. The bonfire's glow intensifies as night envelops the scene, inviting introspection amidst the vibrant festivities. You find yourself contemplating the balance between public ritual and personal reflection, a dance stoked by the kiss of flames and shadow. Together, they bloom like a flower opening to the stars, with petals of light piercing the dusky veil. There is a grounding awareness in moments like these, a reminder that the past is not distant. It lives and breathes through every dance, every story told, every offering made. As the festival courses through its intricate patterns, it connects every generation, building a bridge of shared experience that arms them against time's transient passage. Eventually, as the first rays of dawn begin to push back the night horizon, the remnants of celebration linger in laughter's echo and song's quiet whisper. With delicate steps you leave behind the remnants of bonfires and scattered confetti of escape plants, their vibrant hues returning to the soil. Soft tendrils of sleep gently invite you toward rest, drawing upon the devotion of countless celebrations forged in time's embrace. Let your dreams carry the echoes of drums, the warmth of communal fires, and stories woven through feasting, dancing, and quiet whispers of joy. In this fleeting embrace of slumber, find peace amid celebration, the enduring spirit of the Incan Empire that carries forward on the winds to the hearts of all who gather beneath the celestial canopy, where every festival lives and reawakens through history's guiding song. As dawn's early light begins to kiss the peaks of the majestic Andes, painting a tranquil canvas of pastel hues across the sky, you find yourself approaching an era of swift transformation, the Spanish conquest and the subsequent fall of the Inca Empire. The day ahead reveals the dramatic encounters between two worlds that reshaped the course of history. Imagine the echo of Spanish boots marching through ancient trails, their sound hardened and foreign against paths once traversed only by those sworn to Inti. The arrival of the conquistadors under Francisco Pizarro brought with them a tidal wave of change that would reverberate throughout the Inca world, stirring chaos within the empire's structured harmony. As you stand amid the unfolding drama, witness the initial encounters characterized by the bewildered exchanges of diplomacy and misunderstanding. The forests and stone temples of the Incas whispered confusion at the sight of strange armor, the sheen of swords and the flutter of flags bearing foreign symbols. You can almost feel the trembling ground as horses, animals as alien as their riders, thundered through once peaceful landscapes. The events that follow swiftly push the unfolding narrative toward conflict. Despite being outnumbered, the Spanish exploit internal strife, the succession dispute that besieged the empire following the death of Huayna Capac, as heirs Atahualpa and Huascar battled for dominance. Pizarro seized upon this discord, leveraging deceit and diplomacy in equal measure to sow division and gain footholds of power. Historians continue to debate whether the empire's ultimate downfall was accelerated by these internal divisions or inevitable due to external forces. However, the reality remains stark. A mosaic of alliances, betrayals, and cultural disintegration paved the path to conquest. Imagine the tense meeting at Cajamarca, where Atahualpa, emperor of the Incas, met the Spanish invaders. Despite initial attempts at negotiations, the subtle dance of power soon unraveled into calamity. The capture and subsequent execution of Atahualpa, the catalyst plunging one world into subjugation, and their fates became interwoven through tragic intertwining. From this somber turning point, the empire's fate was drawn inexorably toward collapse. Gold and silver flowed from temples and palaces, a torrent of wealth fueling the ambitions of distant conquerors while stripping the empire of its spiritual heart. Monasteries and cathedrals, fashioned from stone once hallowed for other gods, marked a new era's ascension. The Incas' identity, however, refused to vanish silently into the annals of history. Amidst imposed conversions and cultural upheaval, the core of their civilization, their languages, customs, and agricultural prowess, found refuge among mountain enclaves and underestimated hearts. Here, where resilience clasped hands with tradition, the spirit of the empire awaited rebirth. As evening sighs peace over the land, the Andes stand as silent witnesses to these tumults and an enduring testament to nature's unyielding patience. Dawn becomes dust, dust becomes life, and night absorbs stories born of fading glory and undiminished resilience. The gentle embrace of sleep slowly approaches, beckoning you away from the echoes of empire under siege. Nestle amid dreams where history softens, where conquest yields to contemplation, and traditions awaken anew with impossible futures. Let the night's darkness cradle you as history's whispers fade into soothing murmurs. Rest now with a promise that beyond conflict and conquest the human spirit endures, untainted and vibrant, saunting the embrace of morning's rebirth. Just as stars hold their vigil, so too does the soul of the Incan world linger, inspiring those who listen, for the songs carried gently upon the wind. As the golden hues of dusk settle over the Andes, let us journey deeper into how the enduring spirit of the Incas continues to influence modern culture in the lands they once ruled. In every corner, from bustling city streets to serene mountain villages, echoes of this great civilization reverberate, reminding us that the past is never truly gone. It quietly informs the present and shapes the future. You stroll through the streets of Cusco, the historic heart of the Inca Empire, where ancient stone walls seamlessly coexist with colonial architecture, telling a story of adaptation and survival. The precise masonry of the Incas, with its intricate, interlocking stones, underscores the city's enduring foundation, symbolic of how modern life rests upon the bedrock of this profound heritage. Even amidst the vibrant pulse of modernity, the foundational stones whisper tales of resilience and mastery. In the marketplaces, sensory delights abound as vendors offer vibrant woven goods that maintain the vivid colors and designs passed down through generations. In these textiles, There's more than beauty. They are living artifacts, rich with meaning and history. The patterns that once identified status and community now serve to connect people globally, ensuring that buyers from around the world become custodians of Incan storytelling, each garment a piece of cultural poetry. The influence of the Incan legacy is also seen in intangible ways, woven into the social and political fabric of contemporary Andean life. Community structures still echo the Ailu system, where communal labor and shared responsibilities form the backbone of rural life. Such communal values resonate especially in an age where individualism often overshadows collective well-being. They offer lessons in cooperation and mutual support, values as necessary now as they were centuries ago. The world watches with admiration as indigenous communities advocate for rights and recognition, drawing upon their rich heritage to assert cultural identity and resilience. When Andean activists step onto global stages, their calls for preserving traditional land rights and ecological stewardship resound with the wisdom of their ancestors, whose intimate knowledge of the land offered both sustenance and sanctuary. Beyond the Andean highlands, the Incan influence permeates global thought on sustainable living practices. Terracing and water management techniques once pioneered by the Incas inspire modern agricultural innovation, echoing through climate studies and resilience building strategies worldwide. These enduring agricultural practices provide blueprints for sustainable outcomes, balancing productivity with ecological harmony. Music and dance, too, carry the Incan influence across generations. The haunting notes of pan flutes and the rhythmic beat of drums continue to inspire musicians globally, captivating audiences with sounds that echo through time. Festive celebrations bring people together, ensuring that dance and music rooted in Incan traditions remain alive and dynamic, reinforcing the connection between generations old and new. Historians still engage in debates about how best to preserve sites like Machu Picchu, balancing tourism's lures with preservation's necessity. This famous landmark, a symbol of Incan innovation and mystery, draws seekers from across the globe, each visitor contributing to a tapestry of voices pondering age-old questions about humanity's place amid splendor and sanctity. Imagine standing amidst its ruins, where earth and sky meet, feeling the weight of timeless wonder settling like the mist. As twilight weaves its tapestry of stars across the Andean skies, the enduring legacy of the Incas becomes even clearer, a testament to perseverance and adaptability, a heritage cultivated with care. Today, the whispers of this ancient civilization beckon us to listen closely, to draw on the wisdom they offer, urging us to harmoniously blend tradition with innovation. So, as night descends and you prepare to wander into the realm of dreams, reflect on the huacas, sacred sites within your own journey, where lessons from the Incas find new life. Yield to sleep under this celestial quilt, where the stories of the past illuminate paths yet traveled, knitting together the present with threads of legacy that carry the promise of tomorrow. Let your dreams wander through those sacred spaces, infused with the rich echoes of Incan life, guiding your spirit gently into the night. As the first light of dawn dances upon the majestic Andes, the veil of mist parts to reveal the enigmatic allure of Machu Picchu, the crown jewel of Inca architecture, and a testament to their unmatched ingenuity and connection with the cosmos. Today, you find yourself walking the ancient paths through this ethereal citadel, where the past whispers to the present with a voice both haunting and inspiring. Imagine cresting the rise of the surrounding mountains, feeling the first hint of sun warming the cool morning air, to find Machu Picchu unfurling before you like a tapestry woven into the very fabric of the earth. The citadel stands majestically on a narrow ridge, ensconced in the embrace of lush, steeped terraces that cascade with symmetrical precision down the mountainside. This sanctuary, shrouded in mystery and bathed in serenity, was once a thriving hub of activity. Historians continue to debate its original purpose, whether it served as a royal estate for Emperor Pachacuti, a religious site, or a strategic military outpost. The debates persist in part because each stone and terrace seems to hold its secret too closely. Yet here you wander, captivated by the certainty and artistry that sculpted these stones into a legacy that defies time. Walk along paths bordered by stone walls so precisely cut that not even a blade of grass fits between the seams. In your exploration, admire the Intihuatana stone, often referred to as the hitching post of the sun, perfectly aligned with celestial events, serving both as a ceremonial center and an astronomical observatory. Its presence inspires thoughts of how Incan priests would have gathered to mark the seasons, an essential harmony between heaven and earth guiding their rituals. As you meander through this mountaintop city, standing amidst the Temple of the Sun with its round stone walls, or the sacred plaza where once stood the grand Inti Raymi festivals, allow your fingers to brush against the cool stone. Feel the echo of skilled hands that shaped vast formations, each piece a tribute to divine creation and earthly existence. Machu Picchu is more than intricate stonework. It is a testament to the Incas' spiritual devotion and imaginative engineering. Consider the agricultural terraces that double as both fortification and sustenance. These were not only marvels of productivity, but ingenious methods of ensuring stability on the precipitous slopes. Their design harnesses rainwater through an elaborate drainage system, a reminder of how the Incas elevated agricultural practices to an art form, interweaving sustainability with aesthetics. As the morning unfolds, myth and reality intertwine seamlessly against the backdrop of encircling Andean peaks enshrouded in wisps of cloud. Begin to perceive Machu Picchu as the Inca did, a place where the tangible and intangible coalesce, where every construction spoke not only of mastery over nature, but of deep reverence for its rhythms. Yet even as you marvel, you ponder the unanswered questions. Why was this breathtaking place abandoned? Was it due to Spanish conquests, infectious diseases, or perhaps it had simply fulfilled its purpose? The enduring mysteries of Machu Picchu continue to invite scholars and seekers to explore its silent corridors, pondering the purpose nestled within its enigmatic embrace. Today, pilgrims from across the globe continue to flock to Machu Picchu, drawn by its awe and enigma, each hoping to glimpse its wonder firsthand. Its terraces vibrate with the footsteps of those longing to feel the touch of history, to walk among the vestiges of a world guided by stars and stone, and to share in the continuing story of those who came before. As the sun sets, bathing the ancient stones in a golden glow, you feel a deep sense of tranquility settle within you. The wisdom of this place, transmitted through the ages, resounds in the gentle rustle of the wind among stone corridors. As you leave, the spirit of Machu Picchu accompanies you, its timeless aura woven into the threads of your dreams. As you drift into slumber, let yourself be cradled by the lessons whispered by these sacred stones. Close your eyes upon this ancient stage, filled with a sense of wonder and connection, resting assured that long after you return to your waking world, the energies of Machu Picchu will linger softly in your heart, forever guiding you with their quiet, enduring presence. As the early light dances across the Andean landscape, revealing the undulating contours of time and terrain, you delve into the world of Incan artifacts that continue to captivate scholars, collectors, and dreamers alike. The objects of the past, lovingly crafted and steeped in tradition, tell tales of a civilization that has long vanished, but whose echoes and artistry endure across the ages. Imagine handling a piece of pottery, its surface adorned with geometric patterns and vivid colors, each line infused with the stories of those who molded the clay. These vessels are far more than decorative. They are repositories of culture and function, serving as both utilitarian objects and canvases for the rich artistry of the Andes. Through these artifacts, the Inca communicated stories, spiritual beliefs, and everyday life with those who came after. In museums and private collections around the world, artifacts of gold gleam enticingly from behind protective glass, reminiscent of the legendary wealth that lured the conquistadors to these lands. Among these treasures are ceremonial knives known as tumi, intricately designed and used in rituals that were thought to ensure vitality and prosperity. The elegance of metalwork reveals a civilization deeply connected to both terrestrial beauty and celestial influences, each artifact a window into the transcendent rituals that once defined Incan religious life. Historians and archaeologists continue to peel back the layers of these treasures to uncover not just the craftsmanship, but the societal significance they embody. Were they purely symbolic? Or did they serve as everyday talismanic tools connecting the material world to divine realms? Such mysteries infuse them with a timeless allure. Textiles, too, speak volumes. Close your eyes and feel the soft alpaca fibers of a finely woven garment, its warp and weft telling a story of societal roles and status. Rich reds and deep blues denote nobility and spiritual favor, their hues brought forth from nature's palette. Historically, the ability to create such textiles was highly valued. with weavers often said to be divinely guided in their artistry. Today, they offer us a tactile narrative of complexity, unity, and identity intertwined. As you explore further, you encounter tools and instruments of daily life, mortars and pestles worn smooth over centuries of use, revealing not just the grit of daily existence, but also the communal aspect of sharing meals and tradition. Such objects portray the grounding reality of Incan life, their ingenuity not solely reserved for grand structures, but embedded in the fabric of everyday interaction and sustainability. Quippus, those complex systems of knotted strings, remain perhaps the most enigmatic of all. As your fingers trail over their intricate knots, they beckon you to imagine the messages once carried along the roads of the empire, linking cities and villages in an extensive network of communication. Scholars debate whether they represent more than mere records, potentially serving as a unique linguistic form or mnemonic device. Each theory adds a new dimension to our understanding of Inca society. Among excavated wonders lie effigies crafted with humble materials yet rich with iconography connecting the earthly with the divine. These pieces, small, personal, and bound to tradition, whisper ancestral tales of veneration and cultural continuity. In their image is the soul of a people who found sanctity in the lines drawn between man and cosmos, soil and spirit. As the day folds into evening, with the sun draping the peaks in gold, the influence of Incan artifacts extends beyond their historical context into our collective imagination. They serve as bridges to a past, both enigmatic and tangible, encouraging an ongoing conversation with history. Night envelops the landscape, drawing you to rest. Amid dreams, let the artifacts come alive, whispering their secrets across time and space. Allow them to lead you through ancient corridors, where the flicker of torchlight illuminates the treasures of a lost world, captured in the permanence of stone, fibre, and gold. Close your eyes, finding tranquility in their presence and reassurance in their narratives, connected forever by the shared inheritance of humanity's enduring curiosity and wonder. As the night deepens, casting a gentle veil over the Andean peaks, you remain with the vibrant interplay between the past and present in the lands once ruled by the Incas. The bridges connecting these periods offer not only continuity, but a blueprint for navigating contemporary challenges with the wisdom of ages past. In quieter corners of the towns and villages, community leaders draw on the ancient principles of the Ailu networks of mutual aid and collaboration as they face modern issues. These age-old systems of communal support highlight the enduring value of interconnectedness and shared responsibility. Lessons that resonate profoundly in our current world, grappling with rapid social and environmental changes. Visualize how local economies are invigorated by the revival of Incan agriculture, as farmers embrace traditional, sustainable practices that prioritize biodiversity and soil health. The careful stewardship showcased in terraced farming and water management echoes into modern permaculture, offering solutions that respect Earth's natural processes and aim for balance and sustainability. Such methods not only bolster food security, but champion resilience in rural communities, demonstrating a powerful synergy between ancient knowledge and current ecological aspirations. In innovative urban hubs, digital tools meet tradition, evolving how cultural heritage is preserved and disseminated. Virtual tours of Machu Picchu or digital reconstructions of ancient cities enhance access to historical knowledge, ensuring that the grandeur of Incan civilization is appreciated globally. For today's youth, these cutting-edge interfaces are portals connecting them with their rich heritage, an invitation to explore the past with curiosity and creativity. Entrepreneurs inspired by the Incan legacy foster products branded with the ethical and aesthetic hallmarks of this grand civilization. Fair trade agreements and ethical sourcing protocols champion local artisans, who deliver goods steeped in authenticity and crafted through time-honored techniques, meeting the demands of conscientious consumers worldwide. In the realm of social innovation, the principles of reciprocity and reverence for natural cycles inform approaches to sustainable development. These ideas are harnessed by activists and policymakers seeking to foster holistic well-being while maintaining equilibrium amidst economic aims and environmental conservation efforts. They interpret Incan wisdom as a wellspring of guidance, paving pathways toward integrated solutions that celebrate both cultural diversity and ecological integrity. Historians and cultural ambassadors keenly observe how these bridges foster reflection on identity and community. These practices illuminate broader dialogues about how civilizations endure, adapt, and thrive, prompting us to consider how we too participate in this living legacy. Artifacts and customs not only tell the stories of past achievements, but also frame questions that continue to shape our present choices. As you walk through the soft shadows of evening, the paths before you feel infinite, flanked by the whispers of ancestors who tirelessly tend this interconnected universe. Each step you take echoes through the corridors of time, a reminder that the threads linking past and future are woven with purpose, both tenuous and tenacious, offering light through history's tapestry. As stars blanket the sky, let yourself exhale freely, gently releasing into dreamscape's embrace. Here, in this cradle of night, grant space for the Incan legacy to whisper guidance and grow, illuminating a path unfurling under the velvet canopy, where lessons gleamed mirror cherished star patterns above. Drift seamlessly into slumber, comforted by the knowledge that these connections remain alive, forging bridges that span eternities, guiding footsteps with wisdom's tender grace and history's vigilant care. As the soft glow of morning caresses the serene Andes, your journey through the heart of the Inca Empire draws to a reflective close. You've walked alongside the mighty Sapa Inca, celebrated vibrant festivals, faced the challenges of the awe-inspiring Inca road system, and connected with the profound spiritual wisdom of the ancient people. Now, as you stand on the precipice of time's edge, it's time to rewind your day under the sun-drenched clouds of this mystic empire, a realm of dreams intertwined with the echoes of history. Picture yourself waking with the buzzing hum of another bustling day beginning with purpose and promise. The chill of the mountain air invigorates your senses as golden rays spill warmth across the stone labyrinth. There, nestled in the cradle of the Andes, is a society both immense in scope and intricate in cultural richness. Your day was not an easy one, despite its wondrous moments. You trudged through terraced fields that canvassed the mountainside, tilled the hallowed earth beneath sacred sunrays, and joined hands with fellow commoners under the weight of Incan labor and expectation. The paths were steep and the air thin, demanding resilience and fortitude more than you might possess in the comfort of your present day. Remember the vivid clash of marketplaces, where bartering became a melodic dance of hand-woven textiles and baskets of vibrant produce, gifts from Pachamama's abundant bounty. The scents of roasting maize and spices mingled, their wispy trails a feast even for those standing at a distance. And then there was the intoxicating swirl of dance and music, a rhythmic communion with the heavens during the sun festival, the vibrant embroidery of time's cadence. You joined the circle, feeling the earth hum beneath your feet, a timeless song that thrums within every heartbeat, whispering of shared histories and unspoken truths, long held by these towering peaks. Yet, beneath such beauty was the unyielding grip of social structure, the hierarchy commanding quiet servitude, at times demanding reverence beyond words. A realm where dynasties move mountains through sheer will, trading with the ether for divine favor. As night's curtain drew upon the Andean sky, the stars glimmered like guardians watching over this empire, a map to guide dreamers across history. The mighty Inca road stretched into the distance, as much a feat of human spirit as human hands. Voices once proud now murmured upon the cool breeze, threading through valleys where Incan artisans and their intricate crafts unraveled tales of continuity and change. Reflect on these impressions as your mind eases lovingly into the lull of twilight. The ending calls you to contemplate if you, too, might walk this path in full, where divinity knits with dust, and whether, amidst the storied land, you would merely survive as the night's embrace becomes your sanctuary. Let these dreams remind you that histories converge into our present. The mountains keep your secrets, the trails await your stories, and the timeless stars vigil over your journey. Relax now, enveloped in dreams of golden, lighted terraces and whispering shades, knowing that the day's echoes of the Inca Empire shall cradle you gently into sleep.